Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wildcat Field for tonight's 5A Division I playoff matchup between the Wade-Hampton Generals and your Lexington Wildcats. And now for tonight's starting lineups. First for the visitors, Wade-Hampton High School. Leading off, playing left field, number 15, Breeley Betzel. Batting second, playing first base, number 7, Sidney Placco. Batting third, pitching, number 56, Kellen Kingston. Batting fourth, playing center field, number 4, Eden Morford. Batting fifth, playing shortstop, number 16, Sanaa Rivers. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 18, Birdie Paul. Batting seventh, playing second base, number 1, Emily McLean. Batting eighth, playing third base, number 25, Abigail Ellis. The DP tonight, batting ninth, number 23, Riley Carter. And behind the dish, the flex player, number 12, Louise Markle. Also for the Generals, number 45, Emma Brown. Number 34, Layla Traylor. Number 13, Reagan Summers. Number 11, Lauren Hill. Wade-Hampton is coached by Larry Wooten, assistants Allison Geiger and Celeste Posey. And now the starting lineup for your Lexington Wildcats. Leading off, playing center field, number 5, Peyton Melanauskas. Batting second, playing second base, number 9, Maya Drennan. Batting third, playing right field, number 12, Libby Warren. Batting fourth, and your shortstop, number 11, Sam Craig. Batting fifth, playing third base, number 10, Emma Melanauskas. Batting sixth, your DP, number 17, Robin Craig. Batting seventh and catching, number 22, Peyton Gox. Batting eighth, first base, number 6, Shay Scott. Batting ninth, playing left field, number 16, Elena Harry. And the circle, number 7, Haley Mans. Also for the Wildcats, number 2, Grace Fonseca. Number 3, Riley Peter. Number 4, Ellison Neal. Number 8, Maylee Lindler. Number 14, Lexi Taylor. Number 15, Naomi Little. Number 20, Haley Ruiz. Number 23, Amanda Barksdale. And number 33, Carly Edwards. The Wildcats are coached by Lori Epps. Assistants, Kimberly Gunner, John Terrapin, Lindsey Mason, and Clint Kiesler. And now, please stand and gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
We got a clap for the coaches team.
Starting off tonight, number 15, Breely Betzel.
Keith Price, he was going to be our special guest, but Doc Little is running late, so now he's just my color guy. So thanks for being on the show.
Happy to pitch in, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Haley Mann's in the circle for the Cats, and count runs to 2-0. Yeah, appreciate you joining us, Dr. Price, and excited to watch a little playoff softball tonight.
Absolutely. The road to state starts tonight, and happy to see the Wildcats with such a good season leading up to the playoffs, and looking forward to a long run here.
Yeah, hopefully so. Man, you're pro at this, so good job. Well, the first batter reaches by base on balls. That was Betzel. Now brings up Sidney Placco, the first baseman. So you do too good of a job. I might tell Doc Little just to take it to the house. So we'll see what time he actually shows up. But we do say a lot, but unfortunately, the paying job does take precedent.
I understand.
So.
I understand. Duty calls.
That's right.
It's a big night for him. I know he's celebrating graduation tonight, so hopefully he'll be able to join us here soon.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. He may be the first person to ever pull off a commencement exercise and be the color guy on a softball contest in the same day. So we might get him in the record books tonight. Haley bounces back, 1-1 count here to Placco. There's a bunt out to Haley. She feels it. She throws it. Nice play. Look at Maya Dritty. Throws behind the runner. Almost makes a great play. Something you'll see tonight, Dr. Price, is Wildcats have played good defense, not just this year, but the last 2 years. Very strong in the field, which has helped us win a lot of ball games.
That's good to see. And also to be aware when that runner took that base a little bit too wide, almost a little bit too wide.
Yeah, good heads-up play from Maya, and good job our shortstop, Sam Craig, in good position there. There's a ball out to our center fielder. Peyton makes the play, and she's got a good arm, and she makes a throw. Nice throw there, right on the money, but Betzel takes third base. Interesting story here. I actually played college baseball with Breely Betzel. He's down here in the stands, right there in the purple shirt. So Brian Betzel, former PC Blue Hose like myself, we played together. So we live in a small world. That's right. So 2 outs here for Kingston. Good pitch. She's tonight's pitcher. So anytime you see a pitcher batting third, you know that's a pretty good athlete here for the Generals. Actually, I'm wrong. That's Eden Morford. That was Kingston who threw out the center. So this is the cleanup hitter here for the Generals. 1-1 count. Ball fouled straight back. So Doc, what's been the best part about your transition here to Lexington, South Carolina, I guess in the last year or so?
Oh, I got to say it's the people. No matter where you go, no matter which school you visit, no matter what part of the school district you are in, you just come in touch and in contact with so many wonderful people. So there's no mystery why Lexington 1 is such a special place.
Absolutely. I know we're glad to have you here and excited about the future of the district. I know Dr. Closeway about to enjoy her retirement, so I guess you have only a few more months to blame issues on somebody else, right?
That's right.
That window's closed.
So we'll enjoy it for a couple more weeks, but she's been phenomenal. I know she's been such a gift to Lexington 1 the past 3 years that she's been here. She is a phenomenal educator who's done it for a very long time at such a high level.
There's ball to center, and once again, the Cats make a great play. Peyton Malinowski doing what she's done all year, patrolling center field. The Generals did win the third, but no score to go to the bottom half. right, so we're back here in the bottom of the first. Cats lead off with our center fielder. So you make a great play in the field. Peyton Malinowskis. Chance to get on base and get something going here in the bottom half. So, Doc, you got 4 daughters, right?
I do.
So what's the athletic background there? Did you spend much time at a court or a field?
Oh,
as
yeah.
your daughters were growing up? Go ball. Look at there. There's a base hit. Speaking of Malinowski, she takes the first pitch of the center fielder's head for a leadoff double.
Now up number 9, Maya Drennan.
Next up, Maya Drennan, second baseman. Once again, made that nice play earlier out there at second base. And Maya, we kind of coined her May Drennan. Maya always seems to heat up this time of year, and she's done that the last few games. Yeah, what's the athletic background for your daughters? You playing sports?
So my 4 girls, for the longest time, they were all swimmers. So we traveled all over the southeast, watching them jump in the pool and swim laps. And so we did that for many, many years. And then I had one daughter who decided she was going to take a different route and went into volleyball.
Okay.
So volleyball, courts, and swimming pools is where I watch them grow up.
Yeah, my youngest, she does volleyball, and I found there's some positives to climate-controlled sports. You know, softball, my boys played baseball, and you know the weather can be a factor. Volleyball, it's always 70 degrees, and it's never raining. That's right. But they're long days for sure.
You got a runner in scoring position.
1-1 to count to Meyer. She squares the bunt, takes a strike, but on that pitch, Peyton swipes third base. Peyton has been the leadoff hitter all year. She has not moved out of that spot. She does one thing really, really well, and that's play defense, 2 things, and get on base. And she's done that consistently all year long. Not to mention batting well over 500, so that's pretty good average right there.
That's great for your leadoff right there. You're on base all the time, play good defense.
Yeah, you know, Peyton right now right at 542, so definitely well over that. She scored a bunch of runs this year, too, for the Cats. So now, Maya 1 and 2, just trying to put something in play here. Infield's playing in, so trying to get something in the outfield to plate this run. She fights it off, stays alive here. Cats have come alive here. We played North Augusta last week and didn't play very well. Lost the game, then bounced back and beat Catawba Ridge, one of the better teams in the state. So really hoping to hit our stride here in the playoffs. Look at that job by Maya. She drops one right in over the third baseman's head for an RBI single. We called her May Drennan, and she delivers yet again. RBI single.
Not only does she get on base, but she scores runs.
She scores runs, that's right. Now Libby steps in. Another 500 hitter for the Wildcats. Right fielder.
That's a big hit.
She hits one and it's over his head. That's going to be trouble too. And the Cats are cooking here in the bottom of the first, so double for Libby. Cats
Now
second,
number
third.
11, Sam Craig.
Okay, Don. We said 500. This is our shortstop here, Sam Craig. She's going to be guarding the left. 684.
No, you shortchanged.
Did you hit 684 in T-ball?
No. Not even close.
Sam a chance to just continue her torrid season. She takes down for a ball.
It's a good position. 2 runners in scoring position and no outs right now.
So overall, athletics in general, what? Right back at the middle, there's another 2. That's going to be 2 RBIs. Nobody hotter than Sam Craig. And her and Livy scores. I won't say easily. Hopefully she didn't get a concussion there at home plate. But now Sam stands on third base, so Cats up 3-0.
Now on number 10, Emma Malinowski.
What do strong athletic programs bring to the high school experience for students and staff?
Well, I think they're so critically important to high school life. We've got a lot of students who get up and come to school every day because of the coaches and teammates that are engaged with them. And so we have a lot of students who are having success academically because of the experience that they have on the field or the courts.
Absolutely. Great answer there, and that's for sure. I was one of those kids. I mean, some days I didn't really want to get up and go. I knew we had a game, and I'm not sure there ever was a rule that you had to be in school to play, but we all thought that. Like, we all thought you had to be there to play, so we were going to be at school, and absolutely adds to that experience. Emma Melanauskas, a future as a welder. How about that, Doc? Future welder. She's very completed in the LTC program and looks forward to as she said, making a lot of bank in the welding world.
She actually came and visited our Rotary Club earlier this year and was telling us her story. She is a very impressive young lady.
And that ball's hit a mile.
It's out of here.
I tell you what.
That ball is out of here.
And look out. Home run. You see it on your screen. Look at this. Look at this first-class production here.
I'll tell you what,
That's big time right there.
tip of the hat to the crew that makes this production possible. This is really, really impressive.
Yeah.
I know the fans of the Wildcats really appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. Doc Little's now showing up. And we've scored 5 runs without you. Are we sure we want to let him in? Are we sure?
Maybe he should stay in the parking lot and watch from the fence.
This thing, and Emma's kind of needed that hit, and I hate that. I hope I just don't jinx the whole thing right now.
So Doc's joined us now. We said earlier, the first person to ever lead a commencement and also be a killer guy on a YouTube broadcast in the same day.
Hey, we are setting records. We are setting records what we're doing today. Great day today. Maverick Nation, as we graduated today and got over here watching a little softball.
Robin Craig steps in, tonight's DP, and she takes up 1-1 to count. So I got 2 Docs here. So,
That's right.
Keith, can I call you Keith?
Yeah.
All right, Keith.
Yeah.
All right, so big exercise guy. And we have a friend, a mutual friend, I think is watching this game tonight. His name's Stephen. And Stephen told us this morning that you led a workout he's still sore from. I want to know, was it that good of a workout or is he just out of shape?
I will not answer that. How about that?
Stephen, if you're watching, he wants to answer it, but to your benefit, he's choosing not to.
I think I heard the words out of shape. I'm not sure. I thought I heard that echo maybe in
Stephen, if you are listening, that did not come from me.
2-2 to count to Robin. No out still here in the first, so full count. Robin, senior. Keith, she's heading to North Greenville to play softball next year. Very good. For the Trailblazers.
So how many seniors do we have on the softball squad right now?
There are 8 seniors on this year's team. Heavy laden, a bunch of girls who have been in the program for a long time. Because in South Carolina, you can actually be on the JV and the varsity team in the 7th grade. They have been around and given a lot to this program.
Well, they're making great memories. When you grow up playing ball with your friends and you get to the level that these young ladies are playing at right now, these will be great stories that they will be able to pass along for the rest of their lives.
How about now, something else kind of word on the street is one of your interests is a little different than maybe everybody else's. Frisbee golf. You're a big Frisbee golf person. Walk us down. I want to know, A, how does one get into Frisbee golf? And B, what do you do once you get into it?
So it's a new hobby that I've taken up. My daughter and my future son-in-law, who they're getting married next month right here in Lexington. Looking forward to that.
Peyton Gantz now, tonight's catcher, fouls off. Robin on first base here with a walk.
So they started this hobby several years ago. They were playing together, and they invited me out. And being a competitive person at nature, I wasn't very good the first few times I went out, and I made it a mission that I was going to get better. And so the only way to get better is to play it more.
You got to practice.
Yeah. Did you know there's a couple, what do you call those, goals?
Baskets.
At Gilbert Middle School.
I do.
Did you know that?
Did you know that there is an 18-hole course less than 1 mile from our current location? Back behind Pisgah Church.
Oh, okay.
Just down the street.
Oh, how about that?
And there is a brand new course that just opened about 2 months ago on the campus of Northside Northside Baptist Church.
You know how like Jack Nicklaus made a career after the career designing golf courses? After you retire, hopefully long time down the road,
That's right.
maybe you can kind of parlay that into a frisbee course designer.
Tiger Woods, what is it? Nick Faldo does that.
Greg Norman.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to a little softball here. We got a full count. Cats have yet to record an out here in the bottom of the first. And Doc,
thanks for that.
if you want to get off to a good start, right? We've talked about that. Cats have come out a little sluggish a few games recently. This is impressive right here. That ball is hit. That's going to be trouble.
That's overhead.
That's going to be another extra base hit. Sam heads around third. She'll score easily.
Left turn, Lori.
Cats push their lead to 6-0. So, Mr. Superintendent, our coach, Lori Epps, we've coined her left turn Lori because I don't think she knows what a stop sign is.
She doesn't. She brings them. It doesn't matter if there's no out, 2 out, 3, 4, 5 out.
Several times I think what we've said is no, no, no. Yes. So left turn.
She sends them, and it's get down.
Well, if it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now Shay Scott, another one of those seniors. Shay going to play ball at USC Sakahatchee next year.
That's great that so many seniors will be able to continue to chase their dreams and follow their passion and keep playing at the next level.
And that's something that you said the Wildcats have done. You think about the teams of the past, all the seniors who have gone on, Doc, to play, college softball. The list goes. And I saw Perry Rouillard. She's here tonight. One of those former Wildcats, all-conference player for USC Aiken. Perry
had a great year at USC Aiken this year. Also, she will be coaching part of the Carolina Aftershock team that Naomi's on. It's exciting about that. Great coach. Love how she's working and getting her reps in, not just as a player, but getting her reps in as a coach.
Yep. Here's the first out. Shay goes down swinging. So I don't think it's any secret. Big Clemson guy, right?
That's right.
How much Clemson softball have you taken in? You been to any games up there at the new McWhorter Stadium?
I have. We had not this season, but last season we had an opportunity to go up. It was kind of a late winter weekend, and so basketball season was wrapping up. Baseball and softball season.
She's safe.
And she's in there.
Look at that heads-up play.
Nobody on second covering. It's an easy walk-in double.
You bunt the ball 4 feet in front of you, end up on second base. That ain't a bad way to go.
So, go ahead. Been to a few games.
So had the opportunity last season to make a whole weekend out of it up there. We went to a gymnastics meet on Friday, then a basketball game on Saturday, and then a softball and a baseball game on Sunday. And Clemson was undefeated on the weekend.
How about that?
So it was
Lucky
great.
charm. Well, let's hope that continues here with the Wildcats. We got to keep that undefeated streak going. Beautiful stadium up there. We've been several times and just really came out the gates strong with that program.
Had a slow start this season, but they have rebounded well, and they are hitting their peak at the right time.
I mean, that's a lot of Clemson in one weekend. That's like a full dose.
You could never have too much Clemson in your life.
Now, all 4 girls went to Clemson?
All 4. Wow. Three have graduated, and 1 is a sophomore there now.
So meeting here in the circle for the generals, they got every general.
I was going to say, the rare thing here is normally when you call people together, it's just about bringing in the infield. My man brought in everybody. He's got the manager.
He called the umpire in too.
I mean, he's got everybody.
He might have said, "Can you widen that strike zone up a little bit? Give us a chance here."
Well, the Wildcats are hitting the ball really well, and there's been a couple of times that they've gotten it behind those outfilders, so probably a good idea to bring everybody in.
That might be a good idea.
Or send everybody back,
But we have seen, too, when the players start, when the outfield starts going deep, then we start actually hitting those singles right in front of them as well.
There's a ground ball. The second ball is hit hard. That's going to be another run. So hit it hard. Good things happen.
And nobody's covering second, and she walks right on up there.
Next up, Maya Drennan. Maya, you missed it, Doc. Maya May Drennan, big hit in the first inning.
Hey, listen, we know when spring is coming because Maya Drennan heats up. Just like the coming of the season.
That's right.
You can set your clocks by it.
The grass starts growing, and Maya starts doing great things. Look at that. Look at that.
Base hit.
Another base hit. Look at left turn, Laurie. I told you.
Oh, coach, that got her.
Yeah, got her.
Got her that time.
So we told you.
She's asking for obstruction. Let's see.
Brings up Livy Warren. Coach Epps coming to get a little clarification here.
You know, when you were talking about that earlier, about her sending and making that left turn signal, it reminds me of one of our old defensive coordinator sayings about blitzing. No risk it, no biscuit.
No biscuit. Yeah, that's right. Well, Coach Epps has got plenty of biscuits this year because that's all we do is risk it over there at third base.
Right. Hey, but I'll tell you, though, if you think Dan Campbell, Dan Quinn, you know, the analytics around football about going for it on fourth down, very aggressive on third base, and I'll tell you, more times than not, it pays off.
Next up, Livy, double her first at bat, Doc, over the left fielder's head. And that, what a great walk-up song for this week. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, Cinco de Mayo, a little Cinco de Mayo flavor here with Livy's walk-up song.
And also yesterday, we give Livy a lot of credit, received her seal of biliteracy yesterday.
All right.
Takes one inside for a ball.
And if I'm not mistaken, I do have a little inside information on this one. The Lexington High School Wildcats actually had the most bilingual students of anybody in Lexington 1. And I'm looking over your shoulder here to Jennifer McNair, getting a nod here. And, you know, I realize you don't keep score on that kind of stuff.
Did she come slip you a piece of paper?
Here's what we know. If you're going to count them, it counts.
Yeah, that's right. Boy, that ball was roped. Gracious. Right at the second baseman. So Livy hits it hard, but that's out number 3. Cats plate 8 in the bottom of the first. We go to the second. 8-0 Lexington. Here, Cats came out hot and have an 8-0 lead after one. A new pitcher in the circle, Riley Peter, is in.
All right, so folks, we got special guests here today.
Special guest 2 and 3.
We okay, come on over here, guys. You get here where you. Well, I'm gonna just pass this back and forth between the two of you. Okay, y'all just speak naturally here. So we had this idea the other night where the softball team is starting their quest for a state championship. So who better to have on than to have current and now I guess defending state champions, because they won on Saturday, so they are state champions. The first state championship in the history of Lexington High School for women's lacrosse, and we have 2 of the absolute senior studs from that team right here. Izzy Seville, 2 guard on the basketball team, as well as, I'm not sure, are you a forward? For lacrosse.
Oh, a midfielder.
Midfielder. Again, I'm not really sure what the positions are. I just know y'all score a lot, which is good. And we have Lily Sundale, who is also one of the top high school lacrosse players in the state, and I'm not sure, have you committed yet, Lily? Can you tell us who you've committed to?
I've committed to Gardner Webb.
Gardner Webb, GW. We got a lot of GW in the house. Okay, so ladies, my question for you is, you've been just a few weeks ago where these ladies are. what were y'all thinking in those first couple games? Like, what was your mindset in those first couple games before, really things started moving?
It really just pushed through because our coach kept telling us during like halftime and stuff like it could be our last game, and no one wanted that. We knew we could go all the way, so we really had to step up and play Lexington ball. So.
I like it. Lexington ball. How about you, Lily? Your senior year?
Yeah, well, just for me, I think we kind of like knew, or we all like had a feeling all along that this would be our year to win, and like we were really waiting for it since like years past. It was like we always lost second round, so it was like for me, I was kind of just anticipating that second round and like really wanting to get past that point because I knew if we could like get over that obstacle, we would be able to have a really good chance at winning. So.
All right, so talk to me about your second round game then. If that was the big obstacle, who'd you play and kind of how'd you go out there and take care of business?
For second round, because we got a bye, we played Wando, and we have never beat Wando ever. And we knew, like, going into it, it was going to be hard. And then I think at first they came off strong, and we didn't expect them to do that. So then, again, our coach had us in a talk, and she was like, this is y'all's year, but it's y'all, like, we're stopping ourselves. At that point, it was 4-0 them, and we were just stopping ourselves. So at that point, we knew we had to play our ball and play as a team, all trust each other in order to come back, and we did.
Y'all were down 4-0.
That's what I was going to say. Same thing. You're down 4-0. You're playing a team you've never beat before.
Yeah.
Who was that again?
Wando.
Wando.
Everybody hates
They're good and
Wando.
everything.
We
They're
can
good
say-
and everything.
I mean, they got 15,000 kids. They got to have 12 kids that can play lacrosse. So you're down in that moment. What was the final score of that game?
I think it was 11-8.
Woo!
Yeah, what a comeback.
12-7, 11-8, something like that.
We beat them by 4.
Well, we just had a great play from our left fielder who might. Lena Derry can play lacrosse.
I bet she could.
She
She's
can
fast.
play lacrosse. She's fast.
She's fast.
Cats have one out here, running on second in the top of the second.
So, tell me about when you got to the championship game, what did you feel like kind of going into it, and how were y'all ready to go and perform at the high level y'all knew you needed to perform at?
For me, for that game, I was surprisingly really like not nervous. Like I had done a lot of like, I don't know, just like feeling confident in myself, just kind of like locking in, I guess. And I was like really loose that game, like starting for warm-ups. It was just like, there was some good music on. I know me and Izzy were both in line drills. We were just like kind of joking around. So I was kind of just like, I was just ready to play. Like I think a lot of the players were just like, we had a long time since the Wando game, so we were in the lower state game, so we were just all kind of, I think, really just amped up and ready to play, and none of us were really like in our heads, which is normally how we would like have really low starts. So I think a lot of us were just ready to go, and it like helped us to really jump on it and like not get down early like we normally did.
So is that kind of the advice you would give to this? Because sometimes we're slow starters. We can be slow starters. Is that the kind of advice you would give to them?
Yeah, definitely. You got to come out with a quick start, especially, in softball, anything can happen. Also lacrosse, like you get a draw, then you have like a 90% chance of scoring. So it's a lot better and easier if you get a quick start. So.
It's all about a quick start. Where are we right now?
Riley Peter,
I've paid no attention to what's going on in the game.
Riley Peter has got 2 outs here, 1 ball, 2 strikes to the general third baseman, Abigail Ellis. A nice play by Lena out in left field for a great catch for out number 1. And really just one pitch away here from getting back in the plate for the Wildcats.
Let's see what happens like here. Did y'all ever play softball growing up?
No, but I'm pretty good at wiffle ball.
I bet you're good at wiffle ball.
Count goes even, 2 and 2.
I played baseball until I moved here, so until I was 8.
Okay, so you did a little baseball.
Yeah.
So at what point now? One thing I'm really proud of is that when Matt and I were in the district, the lacrosse program started. That's actually one of the things I'm most proud of is about that those programs started during that time. When did you really pick up lacrosse and say, gosh, this is something I want to do and be a part of?
Mine was 3rd grade when I moved here because I came from Tennessee. That's where we lived prior to here. And that wasn't a thing up there. And then I moved down here and I went to a clinic that was up in Irmo. And then ever since then, I knew that's what I wanted to play.
I'm glad that's what you said. I thought you were going to say that because you kind of helped start the program, you were kind of responsible for the state championship.
I don't want to say that I'm responsible for the
that.
state championship. How about you, Lily? Because you're from around here, right?
Yeah, I just was a kid that liked playing like a lot of sports. So I started in like, I think 6th grade. I think I was just like, Mom, I want to play this. And then they just signed me up. And I was playing like 3 sports at that point, like basketball, soccer. I was just doing it all because I liked doing it. And then I was like, you know what, this is actually kind of cool. And I was not too bad at it. So I liked scoring on people, and like it was really aggressive. So I also liked hurting people.
I like that too. Yeah, I can tell.
I like
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Riley Peters strikes out the batter there. We go to the bottom of the second. Girls,
Awesome.
thank you for joining us.
Congratulations.
Congrats on the state championship. Tell Miss McNair you want a big ring.
Oh yeah, big ring. And you want to come back for it next year?
You don't want to pay for it.
That's
Okay,
right. That's
all
right.
right.
You want big one, big old ring.
Yeah, thank y'all very much.
Thank y'all. Congrats. Let it play, Noah.
Let it play, Noah. You know,
That's a T-shirt this year.
I commented on one of Sam's Instagram posts, "Let it play, Noah." And she texts Livy and says, "Your dad said let it play, Noah. What does that mean?"
Okay, so we need Sam to go listen to the broadcast.
Yeah, I know.
After we get done playing.
You know, and honestly, Sam pops one up to short. I had these visions of like every one of our players going home, like popping some popcorn, turning on the game just to listen to us. And I guess that's not happening.
Doesn't happen. Yeah, it's the dream. Miss McNair.
Unless Miss
Unless
McNair's on the broadcast, then they would do that. Then they would tune in. So
That is funny stuff.
Emma Melanauskas hit one out off the school bus out in left field first inning.
I mean, could we say maybe Emma Melanauskas early leader for
Start of the game.
start of the game?
Yeah, 3-run shot. Can't get off to a much better start.
I'd be scared to throw her too after I saw that ball fly out in left field.
Also, I know we kind of felt like we rushed the superintendent out of here, but thanks to Dr. Price for joining us. Great job. He was a natural up
He
here.
did great. And I also, while we're standing here, I know we've had a lot going on tonight. I'm late. We have 3 different special guests, all the things. But I want to say right there, can we give Riley Peters a shout out for a pretty good half inning right there? That was nicely done. Really came out and pitched. First playoff appearance.
Yeah.
One of her first varsity appearances this year.
I would say one of Riley's best innings this year. Really pitched a lot of strikes, had some velocity. So, future is bright.
Looking forward to watch her pitch this summer. We're gonna see a lot of her this summer, and excited to see her throw. And one of the sweetest kids. I'm not gonna lie, one of the sweetest kids you will ever meet. I loved having Lily Sundale and Izzy Sundale on the program.
Kind of reminded me of a couple years ago when we had some of the former Wildcat softball state champions on the show with Riley Ford.
I've never forgotten what Jessica
Perry.
said. You can't cheat the game.
That's right.
Golly, that still gets me fired up. You can't cheat the game.
The game knows.
The game knows. Golly. But it's exciting that women's sports excel at Lexington High School. They thrive at Lexington High School. It says a lot about the leadership in Lexington, both at the district level and the school level. They prioritize women's sports. They make it happen. They make these kind of facilities happen. Just awesome. She about got another one.
Ball is hit high and deep out to the left. She's got a beat on it and doesn't make the play so another crack at it for Emma.
I'll tell you, the crowd wanted that one. Did you see everybody standing up? It was like everybody started standing up wanting to see where that ball landed.
Something about the playoffs, sometimes the pressure of the playoffs can really affect some players in a negative way, but then some players, they like that pressure, like that, added intensity, that added focus that you got to have. And
well, I mean, it's like our lacrosse players were saying, this might be your last game. You just got to go out and play. And I think that's a great mindset to have. Everything up to this point has been prelude. None of it, at this point really matters now that you're in the postseason.
There's a base hit from number 17, Robin Craig, out to right. So first and second here, one out in the second.
That looked like a pool cue shot. I don't know if you saw that.
Put a little spin on that.
Awesome base running there by Emma Melanauskas to avoid getting hit.
Brings up, we got a pinch hitter here. Grace Fonseca.
Now up number 2, Grace Fonseca.
Special fact about Grace, she has one kidney. And she actually shared that with us.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, that's up to our viewers.
Okay.
Yeah, one kid, Grace. Doing all of her good work in the circle and in the field and at the plate with one kidney.
One kidney.
Coach Epps providing her strategery updates here to the umpire. He signals to the booth. We got a pinch runner here. That's number 4.
That's Ellison.
Ellison Neal, another young Wildcat, making her first
varsity debut right here.
Varsity debut. Don't get picked off, Ellison. Don't leave early.
No, you just want to keep this one, just play it straight here. Play it straight.
Takes down. Wildcat swipe second, third. Good job by Ellison. Seeing that lead runner advance, she sees that and she takes second base.
Cross country runner in the fall, so she's got some speed to her.
You know, speaking of that, there was a coach back in the day for the Oilers talking about Earl Campbell and how Earl Campbell never would, run a mile. They had to do like a mile conditioning run, and the coach said, I don't need him to run a mile. I need him to run 30 or 40 yards.
That's going to drop.
Ball drops foul to right field. Good crowd here tonight, as always, at Wildcat Field. Beautiful night. A little bit of rain earlier, but I think it's cleared out. And
well, I tell you why it cleared out, and you're welcome. I brought an umbrella. And so you'll find, if you listen to much of this broadcast, we're not superstitious, but we are a little stitious. And I'll tell you, we do lean into things, and I did bring the umbrella just to make sure it was not going to rain tonight.
We'll bring it Friday, too.
I might need 2 umbrellas.
Cats will be home again Friday, win or lose tonight, so more of a weather chance later in the week. But something about Wildcat Field. God just parts the clouds and brings the sun. It might be raining everywhere else in Lexington, but it's going to be sunny here.
We flip the switch, and the weather works.
Base on balls for Grace, so she's on base.
Now up number 14, Lexi Taylor.
Now Lexi Taylor will hit.
Life is good. You know what I mean?
Cats with some pinch runners here, getting everybody a lot of action. Lexi Taylor will hit, senior. Mr. Umpire notes that. Lexi getting there. Bases loaded here. 1 out, chance to really break this thing wide open.
Come on, Lexi.
There's ball out to right, hit well. So Lexi does her job. Sack fly out to right. Cats score their 9th run. And my play sheet's all messed up here, Doc.
Is that our first run of the inning?
It is. We were 8-0. Now it's 9. Now we got Naomi Little. You may hear a little bit of silence from my partner here for the next minute or so as he locks in on this big AB for the freshman.
2 outs. Freshman. Had a big week this week. Superior with distinction with her violin this week.
So second, third,
Let's
2
go,
outs.
Kid. Let's go. Be on time.
Takes a strike.
I'm going to tell you, good for Naomi. She is a first ball hitter. I'm glad she actually just took a second to look at one. All right, here we go, kid.
Nice swing on that one, a little bit late. Count goes to 0-2. outside. Some of Naomi's favorite things, light purple, Mulan, pasta, and believe it or not, the UNC Tar Heels.
I'll tell you, the big surprise there is Mulan. She watches Mulan, the live action version and the animated version, more than I can count.
Stays alive, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
She is a big UNC Tar Heel fan. I'm not sure where she picked that up from.
Comes natural. Didn't have much of a choice. Takes out, 2-2. Count even. Wildcat freshman.
Plant this thing in right center field. Let's go, kid.
Stays alive. She's fighting. Kellen Kingston still out there delivering for the Generals. Wade Hampton from up in Greenville, South Carolina, made the trip down 385. Long at bat here. The longer this thing goes, it shifts to the batter's favor. Count stays 2-2. Wade Hampton was victorious. They beat Bowling Springs on Monday to advance to play the Wildcats. Wildcats earned the bye with their region title. Count runs full.
Oh, let me tell you. Hey, Naomi Caroline. I mean, I hear you, kid. Let's go, baby.
Good eyesight. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Naomi goes down swinging. Cats play 1. We go to the third, 9-0. We're back here in the top of the third, and Doc, Principal Miss McNair hanging around. It's almost like she wants back on the show.
Oh, I would love to put
does
her
she want back on the show?
She is an all-star. She says she doesn't, but I feel like she does. We have replacements all throughout the field here, Coach. Looks like Naomi's in left. Is that Amanda Barksdale in center?
That is Amanda in center. Looks like Maley in right. Maya second still. Count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike to number 23. That's Riley Carter for the Generals. What a great mascot, Generals.
Yeah, but then you think about the Washington Generals, and you have to assume that they had the longest losing streak in the history of professional basketball because they always played the Harlem Globetrotters. And no matter what the score was, the Harlem Globetrotters always won.
Well, Riley Carter delivers a single for the Generals. Also think about the commercial, the General. What's that like an insurance commercial? You see him all the time.
Sometimes Shaq was on it.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. Tonight's the All-America theme here at Lexington. A lot of red, white, and blue. Celebrating our wonderful country. leadoff batter, Breeley Betzel. I told Dr. Price, actually, I played college baseball with Breeley's dad, Brian. He's sitting right there in the purple shirt. Former Blue Hose. Tell you what, Brian looks the exact same as he did in high school. I mean, I don't know how guys pull that off.
I think he deals the hair.
We also have Scott Taylor. Wildcat legend himself is here in the stands. Brother of our producer, Brant Taylor.
If you didn't know that, is that right?
Yeah, Brant's brother.
Okay, folks, we are learning stuff in real time on the air. I did not know that. Scott Taylor.
I tell you what, Scott could be our statistician. I mean, he could be up here.
Why Scott's not up here PA.
He could be up here right now breaking down stats, giving me spray charts, giving me box plots, scattergrams.
What I can tell you, Scott Taylor's one heck of a rec league basketball player.
Look at that throw right there, Doc. Grace Fonseca makes the throw. And nice job by the Cats. Grace makes the throw, and Lexi and Maya and Sam all assist to get out number 1 there. Nice play from the Cat defense.
That's why I'm glad that I don't keep score right there. You'd have to do all that. You have to go back and look at that one.
Yeah, that was a nice play there. So now
2, 6, 3.
That's
4.
a good pitch, Doc. Come on.
All right, Grace threw it to who? The shortstop?
Shortstop, yep.
So 2, 6. Shortstop threw it to first. 3. 3 threw it to second base. 4. That's out. We got that thing. We got that. Don't worry, Coach John. We got you covered. We just did it for you.
We need Scott up here. There's ball to short. Sam, nope. We got an out call. What's he saying here?
You know, we look at the
world. Is he saying she left early? I'm not sure if she was out at second base. He had the out call off early.
Well, we look at the world with blue and gold glasses. She must have left early or something, because I thought she was safe at second base.
Yeah. We talked some the other day. Of course, we talk every now and then off air about all things, including Wildcat softball. How about the region's performance so far in the playoffs? River Bluff, big win. Dutch Fork, big win. White Knoll,
big win.
White Knoll playing at Berkeley. River Bluff playing Burns tonight. So I didn't check Chapin's score. I think Chapin had a bye. They were like us. Yeah, they had a 4-seed in Division II. So the Chapin hadn't played yet. So all region teams that have played have won this year in the playoffs.
I think that speaks well of our record.
Nice play, Emma. Nice job, Lexi Taylor. I was jumping with you, Lexi. So the first base makes a nice play there. Cats keep the Generals from scoring. We go to the bottom of the third, 9-0 Lexington. Now, for the Cats, senior, getting her shot here in the first round matchup. So Coach Epps trying to get a little clarification here from the field umpire. Not sure what that discussion is, but maybe. Maybe kids in the bullpen. I don't know. Coach Mason getting her own explanation. So Barksdale steps in. She swings, fouls one straight back. I was going to ask Dr. Price about his PDEP evaluation on Miss McNair, how that's going this year. That was the next question. We didn't get to that. Oh, just fine. Okay, exemplary. She's getting that exemplary this year.
Exemplary across the board, right? Standards 2 and 9 this year.
Amanda goes down swinging, out number 1. You know, all confidentiality goes out the window up here on Rule Yard Road. I mean, it's not.
I think Paul Ruleyard might be in the house tonight too. Has he come up and said hello?
I think he is. I talked to him earlier.
I saw him earlier. All right, we got Miss Maya. I don't know if that's going to stick or not. I'm still workshopping it.
May Drennan, double and a single. I've lost count. A lot of action here on the scorecard. So I know Maya does have 2 hits. Takes up. Ball count goes to 2-0. Fist one out to left field. Cats can hold on tonight and win. We'll be back at home on Friday. I believe it's the Dorman. I'm not sure who Dorman's playing, but the winner of that contest would be here if we were to win. There's ball to the left for out number 1. Oh, she dropped it, but looks like that was on the exchange.
You know, we played some umpires. That would be a.
I don't know. I took my eyes off it. I'm not sure how long she held that.
All right, Mayday.
Another May Lee Lindler steps in. Junior, number 8. Takes the ball up, 1-0. So new bracket this year for Division I 5A. Not a 14 bracket. This is actually a 16 bracket. And there's 2 of those in the upper state. And so the winner of those 2 brackets will then play in a best of 3 for the upper state championship. That's where the Cats.
That's new this year.
That's new this year. That's where the Cats want to be. But it is a step-by-step process. And that ball's in the gap. And Bailey's on first. She's going to second. And she's in there. Head first slide. Hey, it's playoff stock.
Hey,
head first slides are not off the table.
Lindler hustling. I know Mom and Daddy in the left field cheap seats are pretty excited about that.
Let it play, Noah.
Let it play, Noah. Here we go. I'm telling you, I've listened to this song roughly 1,000 times in the last 2 weeks. The other day, I was hitting fly balls to my daughter in the outfield, and I needed to get jazzed up to hit them. I wasn't getting them out to her. I was hitting kind of short and all this kind of stuff, and I just had to put that on. I started just hitting bombs.
That's all it took. If you'd have done that,
all it took.
If you'd have done that back in the 80s and 90s, you might still be playing.
I mean, I'm just telling you, made for more. Just makes me want to drop bombs.
Runner on second. 2 outs. Is there 2 outs? I know.
There are 2 outs.
Amanda went down.
Amanda Barksdale went down swinging, and then pop fly to left field.
Takes down. Count runs to 3-1. Sam, 2 RBI single. You missed that. Her first at bat. Surprise, surprise.
I just assumed have Sam beat me stand on first base. Get there.
So Sam grounds out. Cats do not score in the third. We go to the fourth, 9-0.
Peyton Malinowskis, senior. Naomi Little, freshman.
Maya Drennan, junior.
I'd say the funniest thing that happened to me during a game was when I was going to slide into home, but there was a bat in the way, so I tried to jump over it, and I ended up doing the splits at home.
Probably slipping on the mound. When I was catching in the bullpen and my pitcher fell 2 times on the mound.
If I could travel anywhere in the world, I would probably go to Italy.
Probably Hawaii. Australia.
My favorite TV show is probably Full House.
Mulan. Spider-Man Homecoming.
I have 3 dogs.
1 dog and 2 cats. I have a dog named Poppy.
Maybe Jr. Peyton, I'm a sophomore. My favorite pregame meal is Groucho's. Groucho's. My walk-up song is by Big X the Plug. I Like It by Cardi B. If I had a superpower, it would.
We're back here with the legend. Put the headset on, legend. Paul Rouillard is with us. Special guest number 4, Doc.
Golly, we're rolling them in tonight. This is sort of like the LA Lakers. Everybody wants to be here. Everybody wants to be a part of the action.
Well, here's the thing.
When you're winners.
When your name's actually in the press box, you don't need an invitation.
You just show up whenever, however. It could be like a Monday night. We wouldn't even have a game and he could be here.
That's my favorite time to show up. Oh, wow.
There's a ball at the left center. That's number 4 for the Generals. That is Eden Morford for the double. So of course I enjoy, love watching my daughter play. But I do kind of look forward to the day where I can come watch the Cats and not have the stress that we have. Paul's just here just loving life. I mean, it's just.
But even now that I'm following them in college and following Perry, I miss the opportunity to watch the game behind the lens because I did that for so many years.
Yeah, that's a different vantage point for sure. There's a quick out there, so 1 down here in the 4th. So Perry, all conference, right?
All conference.
How about that? That's a tough league she plays in. Peach Belt.
It is.
Some really good teams.
There are 3 of them made it to the regional tournaments, and they were one and done at conference, but they had a good year. Matter of fact, we're looking back at it. That's second most conference wins in program history. So,
wow.
So good for them.
Well, you build that new beautiful stadium and good things start happening for the Pacers.
It will. They didn't have it for recruiting last year, but they will moving forward. And certainly, as that stacks up to other facilities, that will be a decision maker.
They've got 2 or 3 Lexington 1 kids on their team. Madison Rogers is out there.
Perry
The pitchers out there from Pillion.
Lakin was first team all conference.
Look at that hose! Oh, come on, Mr. Blue.
No.
Emma Malinowskis just let it rip.
No.
What I want to know is how big was the check that Paul wrote towards that stadium? That had to be a big. It had to be a big check.
Fast track it like that. Oh my gosh.
There were a lot of zeros followed by a lot of zeros.
They got a check, but it wasn't for the stadium, right? Yes, yeah. Perry's education.
That was tuition and room and board, I guess.
It's a little bit. I'll be honest. We did make a donation to the dugout heaters because I'm a believer in heat.
What a play!
Oh my.
That was really well done.
Doc,
knocked it down.
Doc, she's playoff ready.
Hey, listen, all Emma needed was the calendar to flip to May, and she is now dialed in.
What a play. That's college level play there. You watch a lot of college softball.
Yeah, that was
college level play.
That was fundamentals at its finest.
There's a ball out to short.
I hate these.
Banger! Look at the Cats flashing the leather. Sam Craig, Emma Malinowskis doing what they do. And we go to the bottom of the 4th, 9-0 Lexington.
What are you talking about?
My name is Livy Warren and I'm a junior. My name is Sam Craig and I'm a senior. Haley Mans. My favorite type of music is country music. Country. Probably country. Most people don't know that I have 2 Nigerian dwarf goats at my house.
I'm in law enforcement class at LTC.
I have horses. The thing about playing softball are the memories I've made and the people I play with.
Be with my friends, to hang out with my friends every day.
I play outfield because it's really fun to go catch pop flies and you have to be pretty fast.
I play shortstop and because I'm like really athletic, I guess.
Pitcher because I like having all the action.
We're back here in the bottom of the 4th, and Paul, I think what might start happening is folks might just walk in the press box hoping to get the invitation to jump on the show with us.
They might, they're just, they're in the orbit. They're in the orbit.
I'm pretty excited. I'm looking at, the legacy that the guys are going to continue to live stream this.
Yeah, you started that.
Brant's time's coming to an end.
I do want to say something here about Emma. Had stitches put in. I can't remember how she got stitches, but she has stitches, and I wonder if that kind of woke up the beast. Look at her.
Gracious, Doc,
call it. Good. Now, have we ever called a star of the game in the fourth inning? I'm telling you, I'm starting calling her Stitches. E-Stitch.
Stitches get bombs.
I mean, holy cow.
2 bombs for Emma, 2 for 2, a walk. That's 4 RBIs. Cats lead 10-0. Yeah, Paul was talking about that legacy that he created here. And really, this whole operation, we say gold because of the Wildcats, but it truly is the gold standard for live streaming any kind of high school event, really throughout the state.
When we were playing Fort Mill in the state championship, I was out of town.
Yep.
And I was at a function where we had a lot of people, and we had them put up the game, and we were watching it. And I can't tell you the number of people that came in. They're like, "What channel are you watching this on?" Like it's unbelievable. Seriously, they're like, "Is this what is this?" And they could not believe the level of sophistication associated with this live stream. And if you're watching it now, I'm telling you, the 2 knuckleheads that have the least to do with this are batting up. The technological sophistication, it has grown and evolved over the years. But it was Paul that started this whole thing.
Yeah, so you guys know Allie Light, an amazing pitcher, right?
Yep.
And before that, I was recording and then uploading afterwards for coaching, education purposes.
Sorry, Ellison Neal. Ellison with her first at bat. She gets on base there with the walk. Go ahead, sorry.
No, that's more important, so I'm just filling air. But her dad was traveling and says, "Is there any way you could live stream it?" And I'm like, "Let me see what we can do." And that was a catalyst, and that was in 2019.
Wow.
Well, from a standpoint of what now these girls are able to do, where they can just rip the clips off and they record them very quickly, they do it on their phone. Naomi has them up and done and is posting them for recruitment purposes and everything else, sending them to coaches. Like it's really second to none.
Grace Fonseca, she steps in there. Ellison on first base. Good wheel, as you said earlier. So see if there's some movement here.
And I really think one of the ultimate compliments is that when we see other schools taking our clips and using them on their accounts.
Yeah.
And when they compliment the announcers, that's just icing on the
We'll
cake.
take that any day of the week. Any day of the week.
Does that actually happen?
Yes, it happened the other day.
It happened last week.
Girl from Catawba Ridge. She gave us a little shout out.
Nice. I'm just busting your chops.
You know, one group we've never got a shout out from though is nice play by the first baseman there.
It was a good hit.
One group who's never gave us a shout out is the umpires. Normally, we don't hear much good from the guys and ladies in blue, but we do watch these games in blue and gold glasses.
Well, and, to get sentimental, I like the clips and stuff, but we just so happened one time we were live streaming, and one of the opponent's daughter had her first home run, and one of her grandparents was in hospice. And he was able to go back and watch it.
Wow, that's awesome.
And you can't put a price on that.
No, you can't.
Opponent, a lover of softball regardless.
Yep. I know my folks appreciate it, and grandparents around. We got folks watching from Tennessee. We got Grandma Ginger watching in Tennessee, Milanowska's grandmother. You got family in Florida. I know Peyton's got some family down in Florida. They tune in, they watch. Livy's got some family in Georgia and elsewhere that tunes in.
And if Andy White's traveling someplace, he's
Andy White's watching right now. He's texting.
I know he is. I didn't even know he was texting you. I just assumed he was watching.
He's dialed in from the upstate.
Well, and not to overstate it, but the guys who do this, it's an hour to set up, it's a half hour to break down, you get home, and you have to spend another hour repacking and charging for the next time. So it's a commitment.
Nice job, Lexi. Just fouled down the
And
left
meanwhile,
side.
Matt and I show up 5 minutes before it's time to go on.
Or 20 minutes late.
Or 20 minutes late as of today. And the moment that ends, I'm down there awarding people gift cards. I mean,
in one hand, gift cards in one hand, a hot dog in the other.
So I got to tell you, and I appreciate Eric up here ready to take on that mantle.
There's Bot, the center.
Go.
Andy checking in. He says he's up in God's country, also Wade Hampton country. So Andy's watching this in enemy territory up there in Greenville.
Be careful about being out. Don't want to have lacing gear on.
Watch out for the generals up there around you.
All right, kid.
All right, Naomi.
We swung at strike 3 last time. It was a high pitch, but she was 2 strikes on her. She had to swing at it. Nancy Queen was her walk-up song. She chose that. I'm not sure what that's all about. There it is. Oh, see, that's the Naomi we know and love. She's the first pitch, and she's throwing that wood at it.
Never seen a bad first pitch.
Come on, kid. I'm just telling you right now, if you're listening to this, I am pulling for this kid like nobody's business.
There you go. Get out. That's down.
She got it,
That's
too.
down. First and third. Only thing there.
Oh, what are we doing?
Left field.
Oh. You got to get down.
There we go. Hey, the only thing Naomi likes better than a first pitch is a second pitch.
She does indeed. Oh, she needed that one, Coach.
All right, single there for the freshman. So, Paul, do they do any live streaming of the USC Aiken games?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they do that too? Okay.
Yeah, they new stadium. They only had one camera installed for this season, so it's just behind the plate. But they'll have a full accompaniment. In the last couple of years, I traveled around, got to see a lot of live stream equipment.
Get out.
There's another one.
There's Barksdale with an RBI out in the center.
Oh,
nice throw from the center field.
Great
My
throw.
goodness.
Oh, hook slide and a beauty. Let's go, 15. You're not throwing 15 out. I'm just telling you.
That was a really good throw from outfield. But an even better slide into home. And
That's, I think that's 11.
Number 9, Maya Dredge.
I believe that's, well, no, it was 10. Did we score 2 more right there? So you can watch, like, it's not just when it's on like ESPN3, you can watch any game.
Yeah, so they've got their own network for
Okay.
Peach Belt Conference, and all the games are on there. It's free to watch, and so we're able to flip around, and I get to grab clips off their equipment. So I'm still the same proud dad I was in high school. I'll grab the clips, keep track of them.
Throw them on Facebook for the world to see.
Well, now that's a stretch.
Maya Drennan up now. 12-0 on your scoreboard. Cats cooking here in the 4th. Pacing their way to a first-round victory. You know, I love those tightly contested, like, ball games back and forth, but I might like this a little bit more. You know, I like a little stress-free.
I'm telling you, I've never not liked a blowout win. You know, like, it doesn't matter the sport. I don't care if I'm watching the Commanders, the Tar Heels, the Wildcats. I love blowing people out. I have no desire to sit there and stress out over a game. Oh, yeah.
That ball's down. Maya Drennan with another hit.
I tell you one thing, Coach. If this were any other night, any other night, Maya Drennan would be your star of the game.
May Drennan.
Is that now?
Do you know what our bid is on this whole thing?
No.
So if we don't have a player of the game. We have a Crescent Collision star of the game, and we hand out a $15 gift card. Now, we've been making fun of Buddy Lindler so much that we gave him naming rights on this thing, and he has never actually paid us anything. I got a check from him last week. I still ain't cashed it. I'm still not sure if I'm going to cash it right. I guess I should here in a minute, but
frame it and put it up there on the wall.
I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna donate that to the girls, and then we'll match it, something like that.
Get them a nice go towards a nice pregame meal during this playoff run. Because Coach Edson, she's I won't say she's superstitious, but she's stitious. So the Cats during the playoffs, they'll eat the same thing 4, 5, 6 times in a row. You don't want to mess with your juju.
Oh, listen, I think last year they had so much Chick-fil-A, they were sweating chicken.
The year before that, I think it was Groucho's. And, Livy, normally loves Groucho's. But after the playoffs, after church, we go to Groucho's? No.
There was you didn't want any STP?
No.
Apollo 45, what is it, STP 45 salt? What's
45
the
salt.
45 salt. I'm confusing a number of their menu items there.
Cats now leading 13-0. 2 runs away here from ending this thing after 4. Who we got? Maley? Maley, a big hit her last at bat.
Maley did.
Nice take there. Ball 4 brings
Maley
up.
Lindler reaching base twice. How about that? Let's give some kids some credit here. There's been opportunities where it's been tough sometimes to find playing time on a team with 8 seniors. I mean, that's no joke, no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
Love seeing Grace Fonseca and Maley and Naomi, a couple of these folks getting out and getting some at-bats.
Speaking of credit, how about Coach John wearing his pink shirt tonight? I mean, he's just sporting that thing proudly.
Catch your indifference.
Shirt for breast cancer awareness night. John, I think John is superstitious. John said, hey, I wear this thing. We beat Catawba Ridge. You might see that pink shirt every game the rest of the season. Right at the first baseman. Sam smoked that one. So Cats plate, I think 4. We go to the 5th, 13-0 Lexington.
Tracy's getting a kick out of this.
We're back here in the 5th, and Tracy, if you're dialed in here, your husband's doing a great job. He's a natural, and you wouldn't expect any less from the legend Paul Rouillard joining us up here on Rouillard Road. New pitcher in the circle, Carly Edwards.
Coming up, late call up from the JV. I like seeing everybody getting some at-bats and some looks. It also demonstrates how deep this program is.
Before we went to break, I was going to say exactly that. I mean, we got deep, 2 or 3 deep that can be starting at so many programs.
There's no doubt about that. And I'll tell you, the future is bright for the Wildcats. They've got a group of 8th and 9th graders that I think are as good as anybody, and they are chomping at the bit and waiting their turn. But I'll tell you, it's exciting to see that.
Yeah.
I mean, already tonight, this is our second 8th grade pitcher that we've thrown out.
We got a deep bench in the Wildcat dugout and a deep bench of special guests tonight. As Paul closes us out.
A lot of talent around Lexington. I'm just telling you.
Well, and Friday we'll have Coach Brian Hucks, state champion baseball coach, about to start their playoff run. He'll join us on Friday as a special guest. Look forward to that.
Well, when you start putting me on deep on the bench, I'm deep on the bench next to the water cooler. You made it down to the water cooler with me.
Well, I tell you, it's exciting to hear what Coach Hucks has to say, and I love one of the things I love about when we bring these folks on. It's the same thing we talked to the girls earlier about, like their perspective, their mindset. What are they, what are they thinking about at this point? I didn't realize we were losing to Wando 4-0.
I didn't either. Nice play there from our shortstop. So 2 quick outs. Wildcats 1 out away from moving on.
Is it 10 after 5? Is that what the rule is?
Yes. We're at 13. Layla will step in. This is Layla Traylor, pinch hitter. Carly with 2 quick outs here in the 5th. And there's something to be said for even in a game where it's 13-0, you got a good cushion, coming in there and pitching and kind of getting in that playoff mode, because who knows, on down the road you might need this pitcher in a tight game. And so it's better to get your first reps in the playoffs in a game like this than when it's 3-2 in the 5th.
Oh, I'll tell you, I remember last year we're sitting here just minding our own business against Somerville, and then I turn around and there's Naomi standing on the mound. Oh my. That was a moment.
Another pinch hitter here. It's number 11, Lauren Hill.
Give a lot of respect to Wayne Hampton for doing the same kind of thing, getting some girls in.
Now coming up to bat, number 11, Lauren Hill.
Lauren Hill.
Yes.
Killing me softly.
I know what my walk-up song will be.
I mean, there is not a doubt.
She spells it a little different, but sounds the same.
As much as we're happy, our happiness does equate that they've got seniors on their team, that this is it for them.
Well, not tonight. They're in the winners bracket.
So they'll
play again.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they'll play again on Friday. Might be at home.
The new playoff bracket, if I'm just being honest, I don't understand any of it. Matt keeps texting me these RPI, our percentages, the percentages of the people.
What we need is Joe Lenardi to break down this high school softball bracket. I need Joe Lenardi kind of giving me
I don't
the
think
seeds.
Joe Lenardi. I need Bill Nye the science guy. I need him to put it in some type of way I can understand it.
So if you're out there, you want a side gig, if you could be the Joe Lenardi of high school softball and kind of help us understand.
I've never seen an umpire, by the way, want to stay here longer than what he's at. Goodness gracious, he called that a ball. My goodness.
So basically, you need brackets for dummies.
I do.
Cliff notes.
What I need.
All right.
3-1, same spot. So we get that one.
1 out of 2 ain't bad, Blue. 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
So to kind of revisit that, Wildcats are actually they're a 1 seed, but we're a 1 seed, but we're a 2 seed.
Right,
which
we're
means
the number 2 overall seed in the upper state.
Which means if we were, which a lot of work to be played, a lot of games to be left here to win, if we make it to the upper state championship, we might be away 2 out of the 3 games is kind of what that means. But that's on down the road.
So you're telling me, so here's what we're deciding, that the home field advantage was decided by a decimal point that is like 3 or 4 decimals away.
Pretty much.
And that the measurement system is so precise that we can actually make distinctions among and between teams at the 3rd or 4th decimal. I just want to be super clear here.
Well,
was that a ball? What is going on?
By the way, while you're calling super clear, Somerville's in the upper state championship, right?
No,
lower stake. They're Somerville's
they're
lower
low.
stake.
I thought we had
Yeah,
to
we
play
don't ever
against
see
someone.
them.
No, they're lower
No,
stake.
sir. We'll be more than happy. If you're listening for Somerville, we're more than happy for them to stay where they are.
Nice. So we get our friends Burns.
Well, we got a lot of work to do, and they do too. But
If we end up that way.
we could match up with them. Burns is playing the Gators tonight. I'd check in here soon, see how that's going. Playing River Bluff. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 strike away here from getting us home before dark.
You know, listen. 1-1 Burns River Bluff. What time they start?
Right in the back. So bases loaded here, 2 outs for Sinai Rivers. Number 16. Looks like might get called back. No?
Your boy right there talking to the coach. I wonder what he had to say to him.
The umpire did?
No, your guy right there. That the guy you play baseball with? The guy in
Scott?
purple? Yeah, he's
Scott?
got it, sir. Say something, somebody.
Scott's breaking it down right now.
He got stats.
Me and Scott coached together back in the day, White Knoll JV. He was the head coach. I was the assistant.
Now coming up number 4, Eden Morford.
Scott takes the game seriously, as you should.
Well, if winning didn't matter, we wouldn't keep scoring.
His son, heck of a pitcher for the Gilbert Indians. That ball's popped up, and that hopefully should do it. Maya Camps, and she makes the catch, and the Wildcats close the book on the round 1 victory over the Wade Hampton Generals.
All right, there are a lot of good things happening tonight. Let's give Maya Drennan some love. Big night. I'm not sure what the stats ended up with. Big night. But let's just say what it is. If you hit 2 dingers and you have 800 RBI, you're going to be the Crescent Collision star of the game. It's going to be Emma Malanauskas. We're excited to finally celebrate her. She's been number 2 a couple times, some runners-up, honorable mention this season. What a night. The honor is all hers. She stands alone.
And what order going to be at Starbucks?
Oh, it's black coffee.
Black coffee.
Venti black.
So Emma is your star of the game. Thank you, Paul, for joining us. That was fun.
Thanks for having me.
And
Dr. Price here behind us.
Dr. Price checking back in.
Izzy Seville, Lily Sundale.
A lot of great guests tonight, and excited about this Wildcat team. And we continue our trek in the playoffs. We'll be back here Friday night, and we'll know pretty soon who that opponent will be. But thanks for watching. For Dr. Little, I'm Matt Warren.
Go Gators.
Thanks for watching.
Go Gators.
Go Wildcats. We'll see you later.